That's right. It's In the Garden with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. She's here taking your phone calls, your questions about anything that you can grow in dirt, pretty much.
There you go.
622-9622 is the number to call if you want to be a part of In the Garden with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann, good morning.
Good morning, Tom. How you doing?
You look a little chilly.
It's a little cool in here.
You want me to turn the fan toward you?
No, please no.
You know,
No,
I'm fat and out of shape, so I overheat. So.
That's it's okay. Yeah, you just power surge. Yeah,
We got every fan in here going 90 miles an hour.
And it's, I think when I walk through the building, I think like the thermostat for the building's like 68.
Oh, it is.
Like, yeah.
The thermostat for the entire building is at 68.
Yeah.
So
the door doesn't open and close a lot. It's not like a mall or
you can hang meat here.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, you can hang meat out there in the lobby.
Yeah, I mean
no
the
problem.
windows are well condensation and good amount.
But a
of
beautiful
that.
day outside.
Gorgeous day. We just had some wonderful weather. I was on vacation last week.
The weather
Today's
was great.
my last day. Feel sorry for
The
me.
weather was great, and then it was topped off by a pretty good rain.
We got a little rain.
On Sunday. On that end of town, on your end of town, Bellevue end of town, and then we got it yesterday. We got a pretty good rain.
Okay, I had another little shower yesterday, and I think it rained further south of us yesterday as well. But yeah, got a little rain out of it, and actually, you can tell looking across the fields over here.
Little green
that a little
back
bit
again.
of little green came back in, a little of that
And
strawy colors.
We got a late Sunday night, early Monday morning rain north of town.
A gentle rain.
More
that lasted,
mist.
lasted
Misty.
for a while.
Yeah. When you have like a mist, it still covers. You still got to use your windshield wipers and everything.
Right.
It is a mist. It gets to the.
It'll get down in there. Just not. It's not. It's going to be more. Absorbed in another way.
More top dirt's gonna.
That stuff that makes the dirt stick to your shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but still good for the yard.
It's still, your grass is still going to enjoy it. It's still it's not hurting anything.
We got and Susan takes credit for the rain.
Oh, did she go out there?
And I'll tell you why.
Dance?
No, she.
She washed the car.
The front of the front yard had a couple brown spots.
Okay.
And it hadn't rained in a while, so she went out and got because right now our irrigation system has still got an issue.
Right.
So she went and got a fan.
The oscillator.
The fan one, the big thing.
Yep.
She put it out there. She set the timer for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Then she went and moved it for another 30 minutes.
Okay.
And so she got the whole yard that she wanted that was brown.
Yeah.
Only 30 minutes of watering, but that wasn't those big oscillators.
A little bit of,
Probably 1/10 of an inch.
Right. Yeah.
1/10 of an inch, maybe 2/10.
Right.
Just enough to give it a little drink.
To get it past a little bit of a drought stress. Right. Yeah.
We put the sprinkler up. This was about 6:30 at night, 7 o'clock at night as the dark was happening. She didn't want to water. She watered the last hour before sunset because it was cooler.
Right.
To give the grass a chance to not be as hot and everything. And then she put the sprinkler up, and about 30 minutes after dark, she said, "It's raining outside."
Raining, yep.
And it was a pretty good. It was a steady rain.
It was, It wasn't real heavy, but it was enough, and probably depending on where you're at, how much you got. Like I said, out here it does look like it was enough to be a benefit.
It was.
There were some puddles in my neighborhood on some of those little spots that hold some water. I'm pretty sure, because I think I had watered the garden, or I spoke it out loud that I was going to.
And then the rain did it for you. Yeah, the rain did it for you. Good morning, you're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning, Hugh.
Say, we had over here in this side of town 3/4 of an inch, which is a nice rainfall.
Yes.
And although I've been watering my little bit of grass that I've got, but when I'm walking my dogs through the area here, a lot of the grass looks like it was struggling, But now, like this morning, things are kind of perked up again and looks pretty good. And I guess we're going to get a pretty good rain Thursday, they're talking.
Sounds like it. Yeah, this front, what's the remnants of that, what they call it, bomb cyclone?
Yeah, it's going to be a huge nor'easter. It's going to be a big nor'easter up in the Boston, New York area at the end of the week. Yeah. But we're getting a little rat tail of it.
But we may still get some serious rains.
We're okay with that.
Yeah,
we're okay with that. And then highs in the low 70s, lows
chilly.
in the low 50s.
Yeah.
Hey, finally fall.
Yeah, well, hey, we had fall this last week. It was gorgeous. I was off. I had the windows open. I did not turn my AC on this whole week until I think it was yesterday morning, because I knew it had gotten a little warm the day before. So I said, okay, in the morning, I'll go ahead, I'll turn it on, I'll let it come on as it needs, and as soon as it comes on, I'll go shut the windows. It didn't come on until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
We have ours set. We've turned ours up. Usually in the summertime, stays around 72, 71.
Yeah.
Ours over the last 2 or 3 days has been at 75.
Okay, because the humidity is down, so it doesn't feel quite so hot.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it was a great weather weekend for the art show downtown, so everything worked out pretty good.
That's true.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now the reason I called here, about a month ago, I went over by Lowe's there, and I bought. I wanted to add a little color in front of the house with the other stuff, and I bought a yellow mum.
Okay.
But a small, and I planted it, a little fresh dirt and everything else. But the plant itself looks healthy, but the buds are, about half of the buds are browning out.
Okay.
Does it need more rain, or did I give it too much?
No. Just make sure you keep it watered. The soils those mums come in, really, I think it's horrible. So you do have to keep them watered. They don't want the buds themselves watered. So they really just want that soil watered. Any of those brown ones or the the spent blooms, go out there with your clippers or a pair of scissors and just go through and give them a little haircut. Cut all of those off. You'll notice when you look a little closer that you've got buds coming underneath there. So it's going to bloom again.
Okay.
It will bloom it should bloom for you all winter long, really. I mean, I've seen them go all the way through even the coldest part of the winter, meaning December, January, into February. But yeah, you just have to go out there and snip off. If you've got, say, more than 50% of the flowers and the buds are done, go ahead and cut all of them off and let all of that come back through. Make sure it's getting plenty of water, though. It may even need it every other day kind of thing.
Oh, okay. No, I was going to say, how big? This is the smallest one they had. I only needed a little spot there.
Okay.
And how big will that plant get eventually?
They can, because it's just one. I would probably say you'll get a nice, say, 8-inch ball out of that. A nice size little plant. I mean, they can get some size. Depends on how well you care for it and if it's really happy in that spot.
Okay, well that'll be perfect because it's just one little spot, and I wanted to add a little color right there.
Yeah, just need a little pop.
It's in between my Hawaiian tie, and it looks pretty. I mean, it worked out really nice. But
the yellow with the red. Yeah,
it looks really great. Yeah, but I was starting to worry because, like I said, you were saying about half of the buds are browning out, and I thought, oh gee, what am I doing wrong? But when I was watering, I got the whole plant wet. So that's a no.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, the buds, because it'll hold the way that bud is shaped. It'll hold sometimes a droplet of water right in that bud, and it just encourages that to turn brown. So if you can water just the ground underneath it, just water the soil, and like I said, you could give it a good drink, trim off all those bad ones, and you'll see more buds coming on.
Yeah, I got it planted. It's just the little pegs at full sun, so it's getting pretty much sun all day long.
Oh, good.
And I guess they like their sun. So
yes, they do.
It's a beautiful plant. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so later on this morning, I'll take my scissors out there and give it a haircut.
Give it a little,
a little water.
Give it a little trim. Give it a little more water. Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, Hugh.
Thanks for the call, Hugh.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people may not know that. They take the bucket
take
with
the water, or you got your water wand,
and you just right over the top of the flower, and it could cause damage.
It can, and that's one of. I mean, most of your plants can handle that. They'll take it. I mean, and that's how we usually use, like, say, the liquid type fertilizers, the blue stuff we mix in the watering can. Most plants like that, just poured right over the top of it.
My mom loves water poured right on top of it.
Right on top of it. Some of it does seem to absorb right through or not absorb, but they get a little bit out of that through the leaf area. But mums, the way the shape of that bud is it seems to hold that water right in there, and it does damage that. That's one plant that when they come into the stores, it actually comes with a sheet, or we get a notice before as they're coming in. If remember, water these from the bottom. They don't like the buds wet.
You're not a big fan of the dirt they come in though when they get to you.
I don't. It is very much a commercial greenhouse, or I get. I'm a mom. I'm a mom, but I'm not a mom. I'm watered at this time with this amount of water, this many times, blah, 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 in a nursery. They go to a garden center and love or hate the box store I work at, but all of them have same kind of thing. It is less than optimal growing conditions.
Yes. They're sitting on a table or something like that.
They come in they get picked up from this wonderful place at the nursery, shoved on a rack, shoved in a dark refrigerated truck.
Right.
And shipped.
And then
it's anywhere between 5 and 12 hours on a truck before they're offloaded back out in the bright sunshine to
warm, back into
a warm area, and then no water possibly till the next day.
That's got to be a shock to the flower.
It has to be, and that's where a lot of that, and then this soil that they're planted in, it is different than some of the other annuals and perennial soils. It seems to shrink up. Mm-hmm. And then it is so hard to get that wet again.
Yeah, because it's just dust then.
It's very peaty. It's got a lot of peat moss. It's like a little dried up briquette. So my suggestion, if you're doing mums, if you're going to get them, so you get them home, take them out of those pots.
Knock that dirt off of them.
Knock that dirt up. Mix it in. You can mix that dirt in with your native soil or your potting mix a little bit. Water them well, get them into something better, but still they do like a bit of water, so do keep them watered, but water the soil level, not the foliage.
You want to you want to do a little humor in the show?
Sure.
I have to admit something, and you're gonna laugh.
Okay.
And I admit this so that you can laugh.
Okay, we like to laugh.
I accidentally saw this in an advertisement.
Okay.
Yesterday, as I was at my home working on some podcast stuff and everything, and I was online, the thing popped up that there was a sale at the big box, one of the big box stores. And I went, but that's fake. And then I did a little reading, and I found out that how old were you when you realized? I was 55 years old and 3 months when I realized there are actual real ficus trees.
Oh, that they're not all just fake ones like the ones sitting in the corner.
I always thought ficus trees
meant fake tree.
But there's a big box store that's got a sale right now on ficus trees.
Okay.
And I was like, but they're fake. No, these are real.
Those are real, yeah.
I am not embarrassed to say
that you thought
I had no idea ficus was a real tree.
That ficus was a plant variety.
Yeah, it's not even a tree, it's a plant.
Right.
I didn't even know, I thought ficus were fake things that people bought to put in their atriums and lobbies inside buildings.
Right, like fictitious tree.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
This is just a pretty way to call fake plants.
I'm a dummy. No. Told you you'd laugh, though.
That's different. I never.
I didn't give it much thought.
Okay, if we're gonna laugh at ourselves, I've got one for you. Everybody, you see all these little cute planters that you find sometimes in the grocery store or in the other big box stores in their floral departments. Might be a real cool, like right now they might even be like the sugar skulls and things like that.
Yeah.
And stuff where they're cute,
ornate,
the little ceramic things and that. Well, about 2 years ago. Okay, about 2 years ago, I got this one, and it was like I had to have it. One of those kind of things. I had to have it. It was a little red, like a little Chuck Taylor.
Right. Oh yeah.
But look like baby shoe size.
But it was a Chuck Taylor shoe with a flower
with a little succulent in it. I cared for that bugger for 2 years now.
The succulent's fake.
Yep. Yep.
She's a master gardener, folks.
Yeah, but this had today's artificial plants, Some of them just have, because I was thinking it was growing. So that shows you even more. And then you go, wait a minute, but is it?
It's not outgrowing the shoe.
It's not right. It should be needing to be transplanted by now, and I can't even get it out of there to put a real
And you were watering it.
I'd been watering it.
Okay.
Yeah. But it must have been just enough that it would dry up thoroughly, between...
You weren't overwatering it?
I wasn't overwatering it, and it sat right there on the windowsill with my African violets in there, so...
What prompted you to figure out that it was...
Because I was thinking, this should need to be transplanted.
So you investigated a little more.
And I still can't get it out of the little shoe. It's glued in there well.
Right.
I think they used that hair gel, that Gorilla...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff in there.
She used Gorilla Glue for her hair.
Yeah, that hair gel that really held.
It really held her hair.
It's holding that little booger back down there. But I kind of glad it's a fake one because I don't do real well with succulents. So, but it's like, wow. It took me 2 years to.
So I have to ask you.
Yeah.
Because I've had this for 2 days, yesterday and today.
Okay.
My visitor.
Okay.
Have you seen our visitor?
No.
Look at the window on the far wall.
Oh, yeah, the Katie did over
We've had
there.
a visitor. He's been there for 2 days.
He's on the outside, right?
Right, he's on the outside.
He's on the
We've had
outside.
him 2 days.
Yeah, Katie
What
did.
is that?
It's a katydid.
Okay.
It's a bug. It's an insect.
Right. Is it a grasshopper? Is it a
Kind
cicada?
of in that.
Is it a cross between a grasshopper and a cicada?
Oh, that's almost what I would say. I may have to look up what's classification a katydid is, but I mean it's pretty well harmless.
Looks like
it
half
looks like a
cicada,
big leaf.
half.
It kind of looks like a leaf. It's green. It's
Are they detrimental to plants?
Not really. I mean most insects and plants, we have the problem with them. Nature doesn't have a problem with it.
Because he's a large boy.
He's large, yeah, about a good, what's he say, about 2 inches?
2 inches, two and a quarter probably.
Yeah, another ½ inch across, yeah.
And his legs are probably an inch long.
Or better.
Or better.
Yeah.
He's a big old boy.
And
he's been
they
there for 2
fly.
days.
Yeah, they're just hanging out. Just
I
chilling.
mean, so is he an insect eater? And so maybe
No, he's hanging out. I think he eats plants. But not enough to be... There's not they don't show up in a large enough population to cause damage, right?
Because he's a big. If you had 1,000 of those,
if there was a whole family there, yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, he's been there. I was hoping I was like, if he stays there tomorrow, I'll ask Carol Ann Baldwin about him.
But I will.
Because he's just been hanging out there for a couple days.
Right.
When I got here yesterday morning, he was on the window.
Okay.
And I don't know, he may have left after I left, but he's back.
And
this
he came
morning.
back,
yeah.
right. Katie did.
But he's a big boy.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're kind of cool. They're one of those ones though that kind of, I don't know why, like the big lubber grasshoppers and the other grasshoppers, they kind of freak me out. I don't know.
Is he a noise maker?
I do. Yes, they can. They could. Yeah, they'll chirp. And they do the katydid. That's
okay.
The KT did. Yeah,
right.
Is the way it comes through.
Right.
Hang out on palmettos, scrub oaks, vine-covered undergrowth,
metal
damp
frames
areas,
of windows.
Solitary and sedentary creatures. Coloring provides wonderful camouflage.
Not for a brown metal frame.
No, but it's dark and there's plant material, and he's kind of caught in the shadow, so he's probably he's kind of hidden.
In his
related
mind.
and related to grasshoppers and crickets. Their cousins. Strong legs jump when they feel threatened. Poor flyers, but their wings do allow them. If they take off, they can go a little ways.
Right. They're like chickens. They can't
fly
real well.
It'll get them that extra 5 feet that they need
to try to get out of danger.
Away. Yeah, to get out of the way. But nocturnal says next time you go outside, they might. Yeah, so it could be in the evening. He's just sleeping.
Oh, that may be why he just crashed. Came back to where he slept late yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
He felt safe.
Well, I just was wondering because he's a big old boy.
Yeah. But
I don't want to go mess with him.
No,
I'll be honest with you. We were putting the electric fence up around the hot wire around for the dogs.
Right.
The other day, and there's just outside the fence, probably about 4 foot long.
Oh, that's.
Was a black racer.
Yeah.
But this is the most aggressive black racer I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
Because he was halfway half his body was outside the fence, half his body, his head was in the fence. So I just took the rake and tapped him with the rake to move him along. He struck the rake. Struck the rake 3 or 4 times. Finally, I just picked him up with the rake and put him over in the trash pile. He come back to the fence.
Huh.
I was like, that's not normal for a black racer to do that. And I knew it was a black racer because he was striking and everything.
Right.
He didn't have the white mouth.
Right. It's not a moccasin. Right. It's not. Yeah. Just not the behavior.
He could have been sick though. So, I don't know, but he didn't want to give up his spot.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've never seen that because I saw one yesterday myself. I was coming home. And there, it's like, whoop. Let me slow down a little bit. Let him cross the road and.
He didn't want to give up his spot, but eventually he gave up his spot. Now he's in we have a trash pile of leaves and brush.
Yeah,
he's in there somewhere.
Yeah, so he'll find.
So
wonder if there was something he was chasing, or
there may have been something right around the fence area. Cause it's right where the cucumbers were and everything.
Right.
Could have been a little mole or something.
It could have been a mole. That it was kind of going after. Yeah. But that is kind of unusual that it came back because usually they'll take off.
Yeah, he came back.
Yeah, because one time I believe it was just a green garter snake, something like that, or rat snake or something. And it was in, like you say, the brush pile. But the brush pile was right near back faucet of the house. And I'm going over there to that faucet to do something, and I look and I see this snake, and he's got a frog about halfway in his mouth. I'm going, oh, cool. So I stop what I'm doing, and I'm looking, I'm watching. God, this is interesting. Yeah. Didn't have a cell phone with a camera or nothing on it. And I'm looking, and I'm watching him, and I'm watching him going, that is really neat to see this.
Right.
Right here, right in front of you. Next thing you know, that snake sort of does a burp, spits that frog out, grabs it by the foot, and takes off with it.
Gone.
God, stop watching me eat.
Right, that's exactly what he was saying. Look, you're kind of freaking me out.
Kind of freaking me out, yeah. I don't come and watch you eat at your table.
I've just never seen a black snake. A black racer like that strike.
Get aggressive, right? Get aggressive.
So there had to be food or something there.
There had to have been something that was, he was either protecting.
Because they're great. People think that you don't want a snake in the garden.
Oh,
you always hear your snake in the garden. Snakes in the garden are good things.
Yeah, the only thing, snakes in Florida, we have a lot of them.
63 actually.
They will cause you to hurt yourself.
That's what my mom said. I used to tell my mom.
And the whole thing, they're more afraid of you. It's true, but it's when you see one and you back up suddenly and you trip over the rake or your wheelbarrow or you twist your ankle because you step off the porch.
You frightened him or her.
Yeah, they're taking off. By the time you get your butt back up off the ground,
gone.
It's gone. And then,
And a rattlesnake, people go, rattlesnakes. The rattle is there to tell you, I'm here, I'm scared, go somewhere else, please.
And yes, you're threatening me, I feel threatened. But also, there are certain areas around here that have issues with them, but not everywhere.
Let's talk about those when we come back from break. You're listening to In the Garden with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. You're listening to it on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
2 souls were killed and 4 others, including a police officer, were injured on Monday in a shooting at Boise Town Square Shopping Center in Boise, Idaho, about 2 p.m. local time. It ended with the lone suspect taken into custody, Boise Police Chief Ryan Lee.
But at this time, we believe that there was only a single shooter involved and that there is no ongoing threat or danger to the community at large from this incident.
The Biden administration froze a $700 million aid package to Sudan after a military coup on Monday threatened to end the country's transition toward democracy. Security forces reportedly used live ammunition during the ensuing demonstrations. TV and radio stations went dark and internet outages were reported. At least 3 protesters have been killed and dozens wounded. Secretary of State Tony Blinken announced Monday plans for the State Department to create a new Bureau of Cyberspace and Digital Policy. The group will oversee critical and emerging technology threats. USA Radio News.
Big development this week. Sean Spicer's new book has been released. It's called Radical Nation, and it blows the lid off Joe Biden's and Kamala